I'm Travis.
I'm Kara.
And this is our 2009 Chevy Express Cutaway. It's a short 5-window school bus.
Yeah, it has a 6.6 Chevy Duramax engine. It's diesel. We met each other in Vermont and we decided to do this build, in my case, because I've been traveling a lot. I traveled internationally, and then coming back to Vermont before COVID even started, I was interested in just going around the country and seeing other states, becoming more acquainted with my own country after seeing a lot of other countries, and done a lot of road trips in vans or regular cars that we were just sleeping in that were incredibly uncomfortable. So I thought it would be nice to make something that could last longer and be more of a real home so that we could do a really long trip.
Yeah, and I had done a lot of camping and traveling around New England specifically because we're from Vermont, but nothing more than like a weekend trip or maybe an extended weekend, not anything long term. And I had never gotten the chance to travel more extensively throughout the rest of the country. There's a lot of places and national parks we wanted to visit, so we wanted to build a rig that would be able to travel around the country and get us to these places. So we opted for the short bus so we could still visit parks and not have the bus length be prohibitive of where we could go.
Right, so our bus fits in a normal parking spot. It has a bit of a booty on it, so you have to have a parking spot that has some space behind it, like grass or a sidewalk or something. Sometimes there's a tree or a sign there, so we can't park there.
Yeah.
But other than that, we can park in a normal parking spot, and we can make it where a lot of vans make it, but we're wider than a van. So we chose a short bus over a van because of the width of it. A lot of vans are a lot more narrow, and we're 7.5 feet wide, and so our aisle is about 3 feet. And we like that because we can walk around each other easily, we're not in each other's way, and we're still amazed that we can sit across the bus from each other and how much space there is between us. It just works for us. So it's 23 feet long and 7.5 feet wide. And it's perfect for us.
The space is nice. If it's a rainy day and we're cooped up inside, we can still be in here and not feel like it's too cramped, and we could do yoga in the aisle space. There's just enough space to do whatever we need to.
Yeah, to stretch, which was important to us too, because Travis has back problems. So getting out of bed and being able to stretch inside was important to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we've got a 6-foot couch on this side. Built into the armrest of the couch is a small trash and recycling. We've got our resident plant, Jade, that lives on top of the trash in the sunlight. Storage underneath both sides, and the center of the couch comes up into a table or like a dinette. That way we can sit here as a booth and kind of have a meal together, or just have extra prep space from the kitchen. And because of Kara loving her bed and my back problems, we really wanted to bring our bed from home, so we brought our queen size bed. We didn't want to have to mess around with making our bed every day or folding up a futon into a couch and then making it a bed again. So we just brought the whole bed, and we haven't regretted it.
No, not at all. I love this bed. This bed is the #1 reason I want a bus. Is just to bring my bed everywhere. Yeah.
But some storage up top. We've got some games, some like lighting and stuff like that if we're ever camping outside, or we just want some extra light in here. We usually have one of these for kind of evening mood lighting. We'll put it up here, and that way it's just a little bit more mellow than the puck lights in the ceiling. The LED puck lights can be a little bit harsh. And then most of the back of it is just clothing storage. Got a drawer with some pants and shorts and everything else. A small inverter. It's like 1500 watts, I believe, and it's got a charger built in, so we can hook up an extension cord into it and it'll recharge our bus batteries or our home batteries if we're ever running a little bit low. We're not getting enough solar in. But
how many watts of solar do you have on the roof?
We have 400 watts on the roof, so we have 4 100-watt panels, and they come down to our batteries, which are the 6-volt AGM batteries.
Nice.
So you can only deplete them 50%. So 6-volt, we have 4 of them. We did them in series and in parallel, so that it's basically like 2 12-volt batteries. That is a total of basically double 224, but we can only use that 224. So we have a total of 224 amp hours that we use. And that has worked perfectly for us, that every day we seem to hit before noon float charge, which means that our batteries are completely full and they're actually limiting the intake of the solar power that is coming in because they're too full, that they're just kind of, as energy is being used, they are going to put that energy back into it. And that's when we wake up and we see float charge and we plug everything in because might as well use the solar that's coming in at that point. So mostly off of the inverter we do our laptops and the fan battery,
different electronic batteries
drone
that we
batteries.
can't plug into a 12 volt because we have 12 volt USB ports around the bus. We've got 4 of them that they each have a 2 amp and a 1 amp, and they recharge things pretty quickly. So anything we can recharge off of 12 volt, we try to do that. It's just a little bit more efficient. We shut our inverter off so it's not wasting power throughout the day. But we kept it pretty minimal, and we wanted to be able to be off grid and not stress about running everything we have and running out of power. But on this side we've got a wardrobe for some hanging clothes space. We wanted to have at least a little bit for coats and flannels, stuff like that. We've got a very small fridge, probably a little bit cluttered at the moment.
And it's a Dometic, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and it holds quite a bit.
We definitely make use of the space. We usually just fill it with produce, and we've got enough storage for dry food.
Does it run off propane or solar? Or?
It's 12 volt as well, so it runs straight off our batteries. It gets recharged through the solar every day, and we never have any issues with how much power the fridge uses.
It's incredibly efficient. So it's not, even when we've been through 3 weeks of clouds before where we were worried about recharging things, but we have never been worried about the fridge because it seems like it cycles, but the amount of energy that it takes is so minimal that it's really just not an issue. So that's why we got this versus a lot of people do have 120 volt fridges, but they have a much beefier
inverter and
battery system. But we wanted to do this because we didn't want to worry about it, and we haven't, so it's been great.
And I love the contrast between the dark wood and your beautiful gray cabinets in your kitchen area. Very lovely.
I think we did this because the floor was dark, and we wanted the floor to be dark just for obvious reasons of people stepping around or it being dirty. We didn't want it to show that dirt, so we wanted to be dark. And then at that point, when we were staining the wood that we got, we just wanted to kind of keep it similar, and a lot of the wood we were getting was actually not great quality, so the darker you stain it, the better it looks in that case. Whereas this is like the better wood. This is a higher quality wood, so all we really did for this was
we just oiled it to give it like a nice finished look and kind of bring out the natural tones of the wood. But we made the conscious decision to try to keep the colors up top lighter. Like the ceiling we painted with high gloss enamel paint, that way it kind of reflects light down in. When all of the windows are shoulder height or lower, it kind of makes the space a little bit darker. So it's nice to have white and bright colors up top that kind of reflect the light in and make the space feel brighter and bigger as a whole.
It really works.
This is our luggable loo, so it's basically just a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat on it.
I was going to ask. Everyone wants to know where you go shower and bathroom.
This is it. You won't open it. You don't need to see the 5-gallon bucket. And then like the side here is just more like we'll put extra paper towels or toilet paper, all the bulky stuff, which is just like here, but behind this and in the corner back there.
So do you have like struts to make the bed go up and down?
We don't.
We don't.
You just,
no, we just go around. We open up the back door, and that's our garage space. So it's the storage for all the stuff we don't use every single day. We've got our water tanks under the bed, so we can go in.
How much water do you have?
We've got 46 gallons of fresh water and a 21-gallon gray water tank. But the only thing that goes into it is just our sink water. So it's usually pretty clean and easy to deal with.
And the reason we did that with the sizing of the tanks, with one being 46 and one being 21, was that we did some research and found that there were a lot of dump places on the road, but those dump places don't always have fills. So we figured it's going to be easier to find a place to dump water than it is to find water. So at that point, we could dump places and already have more water and be okay.
Or we're drinking water as we go, so it's nice to have a little bit more fresh water just for whatever we need it for.
Definitely.
But we have a T from our water pump, so one end comes to the sink, and we have running water here in our kitchen, and then the other end goes out the back door in our garage space. We've got like a hose with a sprayer, so if we need to clean off the bus or,
Yeah.
you know, hose
Or you
off our
can-
sandy feet from the beach.
Or you could even shower if you have to
Exactly.
leave.
That is like our emergency shower. If
Yeah.
we've been out in the woods for a while and we haven't seen a place we could shower, it's nice to have a backup option that we could use for an emergency.
Yeah. So up here is like toiletries. So it's just everything's in
Yeah.
baskets because we don't want it to be moving around. There's so many little
Right.
pieces. And then this is like utensils.
Very
and stuff.
nice.
And then under here is just like, it's like mixing bowls. They're all in baskets.
Right,
Same with
right.
down here with just like frying pans, pots, and they're all in their own kind of section.
I love your
And-
stove too. That's really nice.
Yeah, we do. We love it too. And so it's propane. We have a 5-pound propane tank, and that 5-pound propane tank will last us about 2 months.
Nice.
And to refill it costs $3 to $4.
Wow.
So it's very efficient. And then this is like bowls, and again, everything's just in boxes. So it's like coffee
nice
cups
and
Coffee
organized.
and like
It's
bowls
lovely.
in here, plates in here, and we just know what's up there, so we
Yeah.
don't need to see it. We just go into
Yeah.
things and pull them out. But it's nice because it keeps them from rattling around when we're driving.
We never have any issues with things coming open or cabinets flying open while we're driving. I think just having stuff in baskets really helps
Really
Yeah.
does.
compartmentalize it and keep things from shifting so much where they're leaning on the doors and flying open.
Yeah, which is also to say we also use magnets for everything. So this is the magnet, this is the
Yeah.
receiver, and we've put that on every single one of these doors. Has
Very nice.
that magnet on
Yeah.
it, so it'll just stay when we're driving, and haven't had issues with that either.
Really
And you
nice.
can get those on Amazon, and they have different weight ratings to them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what we got, but they go from 5 pounds to 60 pounds.
Wow.
They can be that strong.
Yeah.
And 60 pounds, like that could be nice for maybe like a toilet, like people who
Yeah.
have the toilets that
Mhm.
like slide out.
Something
But-
heavier duty.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
ones might be like 20
Little
pounds,
cabinet
but
door.
really all we needed was it for it to keep the door because we don't have anything pushing on them.
Right.
So yeah, this is our water pump switch, so you can
Nice. Yeah.
hear it,
Hear it running in the back.
there. Yeah.
A lot of these switches we reuse. They were the
Oh,
original
yeah.
bus switch panel for
Right.
the stop sign, the red strobe lights or the yellow strobe lights, stuff like that. We just kind of cannibalized that panel, took out all the wiring, and then reused those switches for like our
Oh,
cabinet
nice.
lights.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
nice.
our water pump, they're all just 12-volt switches, and we figured we'd save some money and not buy new ones. They worked fine still, and we like them. They're simple, they're easy, and it kind of reminds us of what the bus started as.
Right.
Yeah, where the bus came from.
Right.
Yeah, the roots.
Yeah.
How can people find you and follow your journey?
We are on Instagram at Travis and Kara _VT because Travis and Kara, it's not taken, but we can't use it. So I don't know what's happening with that, but
Oh, man.
We've got _VT, and we're one of the actual Vermont plate buses. That's
That's actually
truly
from there.
Vermont. A lot of them just get registered there and have plates mailed to them, but
Yes.
we had to build through 2 Vermont winters, and we can attest it's rough being from Vermont with the Skoolie.
yeah. And that's pretty much it. I think we have a website, travisandkara.com,
Yeah.
but Instagram is probably the best way to connect with us at this point.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for swinging by. Thanks for
Yeah.
taking a tour.